G'day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Golfing Greenkeeper podcast. My name is Steve Smith, and by now, I know that you know that I know that you know that I'm your host. It's great to be jumping back into your ears with another segment of Walking the Fairways, and this one, of course, is Dint Golf Solutions and Enview Walking the Fairways. It's great to have Adam Dinty joining us again. G'day, Adam.
G'day, Steve. How are you, mate?
Very good, mate. Thank you for jumping on as an intro to this segment of Walking the Fairways. Great to have you on, mate. You've been a busy man. There's lots going on at this time of the year as people sort of transition from growing into little projects and things starting to slow down, gives them a bit of time to do things and regroup, catch up with industry people. Mate, what's been going on?
Yeah, mate, it's been a very busy couple of weeks. I'm just actually on my way back from the ACT Sports Turf Management Association Golf Day that was at Gold Creek yesterday.
Yep, so we've got you on the run. That's good. You're on the way back from that. It's always a good day down there from what I've heard.
Oh, mate, it was outstanding. And Gold Creek was just looking incredible. Simon's doing a great job there. The greens were quick. The turnout was great. It was a really good day, but those guys always put on a really good. They just put on a really good event. It's every year I go to that and we sponsor that, and it's fantastic. So
great to be involved. As Simon's past guest of the podcast, great to be able to say that he's been on the past. People can always go back and have a look. But mate, it's certainly a great part of the world. Lots of things going on. Yowani's opening soon up down there in Canberra. We're going to be talking a little bit about that for people on this segment of the podcast. There's plenty happening.
Yeah, we just did all the sticks and flags and cups for Yowani and a lot of their stuff there for their new. That's looking great as well. That'll be really exciting. There's a lot happening in Canberra. Canberra's booming at the moment, so golf's booming in particular. So it's great.
Indeed, it is. Very good to hear. Now, mate, I want to talk about something as we head into planning for our quieter times of the year. You guys have got a great product that helps deal with paths and a different way of putting a path down, if you like. Tell us a little bit about this one.
Yeah, mate. So we've had distribution for GeoHex for probably 6-7 years now, and it is unreal. We do all the, basically Australian distributors for the golf, and it's a product basically that you can put down as opposed to concreting. And guys are using them to actually put them as cart paths throughout their course. We did a whole job at Nelson Bay. Actually, we've done all their cart paths instead of concreting. They've gone with this GeoHex.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been great. I'll get you some photos that you can put up.
Yeah, that'd be great. Very good.
We've done that all with Greg there, but we're also doing them. A lot of the guys are using them for just areas around their tees. They get very wet, and when you're driving your carts off there, also just paths coming to your maintenance shed, anywhere that you can concrete and you're looking for an alternate, it's less than half the price. I was with someone today and we worked it out. It's half the price. So it's a really good, it's just a great product, and it's something that when guys get the GeoHex, they find a use for it. All of a sudden they find different types of applications as well that they can use it for.
Well, and that's good. So different application types is a great alternative to concrete and where they're used around your golf course. You mentioned their maintenance facility, path entrances and things like that as well. So this is a great, as we get into this time of the year where things start to cool down, and eventually in a lot of areas of Australia, the growth falls off the map, and you've got the opportunity to do smaller projects. Cart parking areas around tees is one that springs to mind that we used to have trouble with at Katoomba, that this sort of product will be perfect for, and entrances around the shed where you have a lot of traffic, a lot of high traffic, but nothing's going to really sort of stay in situ. So you want to have that hard wearing surface that is a different alternative. And the other thing I'll add, mate, is it's a different finish. The surface finish, sometimes golf courses are not wanting concrete as a surface finish. So this is a great alternative to consider.
Correct, and the turf can grow. You can lay it and grow. The turf will grow through.
Yep.
You can. There are so many different. I'll definitely pass on, Steve, some images. We've just done a lot with Lee at St Michael's.
Okay, great.
Done them with Simon at East Lake. All over. We're doing a lot of this stuff with Aaron at Toronto as well. He's just put them around all these paths, and it's just it's a really great. It's a really strong product. It's really good turf protectant as well. So it's a coming into winter, it's something that a lot of guys are starting to ask us about. So I think it's a good time to chat with you about it.
For sure. And people can get on your website and research that, as well as getting in contact with yourself and the rest of the team, Jono and Nathan as well, anyone that involved in the Dint team. So you can ask questions just the same. So we're going to tell everyone to get in contact with you. Go to the website, dint.com.au, and have a look as well. But it's just that GeoHex is what the material's called. It's a great product and a good alternative and a way to look at solving some of your problems out there on golf course with high traffic wear.
100%, mate. And let's quickly just do this tipping.
Let's do it. I want to go with the footy tipping. Where are we at with this?
More importantly, so we've got, with the NRL, we've got Toowoomba at the top of the table.
Hey, good stuff.
Followed by Tathra and Twin Creeks.
Oh, okay. That's very, very broad, different courses there.
We're travelling up and down the country. And then we've got Binalong, a country course in New South Wales.
Wow.
They're winning the AFL, followed by East Geelong and Goonawarra.
Oh, that's a great mix of smaller clubs and regional clubs.
It's a great test of geography.
It is indeed. A shout out to the Binalong team for leading that one. That's fantastic to see.
It's incredible, mate.
Mate, I'm not going to. Maybe we should bring. I haven't asked you to look at where I'm sitting because I'm involved this year and I'm battling. I've got to be honest.
Mate, I think I have to go a few pages deep to find you.
Just go to the last page, mate.
I'll have to scroll.
I need to claw some ground back, so we'll see how we go the next few times before we get you back on. We'll do an update of where I sit as well, mate. But there's a great shout out to the leaderboard of the footy tipping, both NRL and AFL. Great to see everyone participating, and a shout out to those teams that we've just mentioned that are in the top three of each of those ladders. So well done, mate. I really appreciate it. It's exciting for us to follow the Dint footy tipping competition as well. Adam, it's great to have you on, and we want to have everyone check out the GeoHex product as well.
Thanks, Steve. Speak to you soon, mate.
Partners of the Golfing Greenkeeper podcast are, of course, Enview as well, and Enview offers you science-based solutions and expert guidance to enhance your turf maintenance. With a focus on improved turf pest control, disease management, and weed control, Enview helps you achieve better, faster, and smarter results. As a trusted partner, Enview provides fungicides, herbicides, insecticides, and nematicides, supporting your pursuit of perfection in turf management, ensuring you stay informed and maintain healthy turf all year round for maximum playability. And of course, as superintendents and turf managers, that's what we strive to do all the time, is provide a golf course for maximum playability. Now go and check out their website to get info on their suite of products that they have available to assist you in maintaining your turf surfaces, and that is at ENVU, that's Enview, envu.com.au. And just head to the turf and ornamentals page. Now, of course, Yuri Carpro, the man with a beautiful mind, as I like to say it, joins on the podcast from time to time to help give you some pointers and what things to look for and prepare for on your turf surfaces. So keep an ear out for Yuri when he joins on the podcast from time to time. The team at Enview are here for you, so lean on them, ladies and gentlemen. Lean on them. Ask them for their support and how their products can help you. And I can tell you that it makes your life a whole lot easier as a superintendent, as a turf manager, when you've got the right people supporting you in your role. It's not just the team that you have on course every day around you that you've built there, but it's also the professionals around you that you have. You get the right information from, get the expert information from, get that wisdom at times from as well. Enview are those people. So get out there, hit them up, and get the support you need, because they are here to support you. So now we get stuck into it. Without further ado, this is episode, oh, would you look at that, 180. Now we begin, ladies and gentlemen, for Walking the Fairways. We begin in New Zealand, but it's not great news that I have to share with you from New Zealand's one and only Tiara Links, that the famed Rick's restaurant at Tiara Links has been gutted by fire after a blaze broke out in the morning on Sunday during breakfast time. Now, it's devastating to the building, devastating to the property of TRI Links, because Rick's Restaurant is very well known for those that have been there and enjoyed it. It's a place where lots of people go to meet and catch up and enjoy some time together, and it looks out over the putting green there. It's just a wonderful, wonderful space, and by all accounts, it's been a very, very special place for a lot of people as they enjoy TRI Links. Now, it broke out in the morning at breakfast time, but all the patrons were able to be evacuated safely. Nobody was injured, thankfully, as a result of this fire. And before the fire really took hold, everyone was able to get out and was safe. So that's the main thing. But it did take the building. Firefighters came to the scene. Now, it's a bit of a remote site to get to TRI, but they got there as soon as they could, and they worked hard to try and bring the fire under control, but they were unable to save the building. It gutted the building entirely. So, unfortunately, Rick's Restaurant has been devastated by fire. Now, the restaurant itself is a separate building to anything else on the property, so no other parts of the property were damaged, thankfully, and that's what the firefighters did so well, obviously stopping anything from spreading any further. But it's very, very upsetting to everyone involved at TRI Links. And I've already spoken to a couple of people that work there on course, and they're just devastated for the property, for everyone involved, for the team of TRI. It's a pretty tough thing to go through here at TRI. It's such a well-known golf course and a highly regarded facility overall that people go there and really enjoy being there. This is devastating to see. It's a bit of a blow to the famed TRI Links property, but I'm sure that the amazing team and the ownership that make up TRI will regroup and regather quickly on the back of this, and before you know it, they will have worked out the path forward. So, unfortunately, very sad news to hear coming from TRI Links in New Zealand. Now we move, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to Tasmania. Didn't get to talk about Tasmania in the last segment of Walking the Fairways, but this bit of information comes right from Tasmania Golf Club in Hobart from Superintendent Ben Davey. So thanks to Ben for sharing some of this with me, so I could share this with you out there, the broader public and golfers alike that are interested to hear about what's happening at Tasmania Golf Club. Now, at Tasmania Golf Club, they've been busy rebuilding their 4th and 9th tee complexes, has been some of the latest projects that they've been working through. This has also included removing some old tee paths and allowing for continuous short grass from the tee to the fairway. Lots of work being done on course here at Tasmania Golf Club as they continue to improve their outstanding golf course, and these works are all being done in-house, led by Superintendent Ben Davey as well. Now, I've got to be honest, Tasmania Golf Club is a stop for golf if you're heading to Hobart and looking for a few rounds down there. Tasmania Golf Club is one you have to stop at. I personally have it on my list when I get to Hobart next time, because I haven't been there yet myself, but I'm keen to have a look at it. It's got some fantastic golf holes, as we know. There's certainly that wrap around that Pittwater area that's on the north side of the property. I can't remember which hole it is. I think it's now the 12th. It used to be the 3rd. I think they've swapped the 9s. But they've been doing some amazing work. And Ben's been sending me some photos. So I'm going to share some photos with you. So make sure you're across me on the social media, on Instagram and Facebook in particular, where I'll have some of these photos to share that Ben sent me through. So the place looks amazing. Just cool season grass, which they do so well in Tasmania, like nowhere else in Australia is able to, of course. But it looks a picture. And every bit of work they do, they're coming up trumps with the works that they're doing and completing. So well done, and hats off to Ben Davey and the team at Tasmania Golf Club. Now we head, ladies and gentlemen, not far from Tasmania Golf Club, a short drive to the fantastic new golf course that is 7 Mile Beach Golf Course. And the South Course there has just been announced that they will play host to the Tasmania Amateur Tournament. And it's been signed up on a multi-year deal comprising 3 years to host the tournament beginning later this year. And there's also an option for another 2 years after that. Now, it's exciting, very, very exciting for 7 Mile Beach to be hosting this tournament. And it's something that, no doubt, Matt Goggin, the man behind this project to begin with, has always been looking to do more for golf in Tasmania. And this is a great first step in hosting a tournament, the Tasmanian Amateur. So look forward to seeing how that one goes when they host it. First tournament to be hosted by the golf course itself. And it will be great to see it unfold. So it's exciting times ahead, like I mentioned, for 7 Mile Beach. And I raise you the idea of something else. Could this be a way to show off just what it would be like to host the Men's Australian Open one day potentially? Or the Women's Australian Open one day potentially? I wonder how many people in the Australian golf world are considering looking at 7 Mile Beach for potentially hosting one of those two events, or at least a professional tournament in Australia. It would be fantastic to see. So let's just see how this one goes. I'm sure it will go fantastically well, and it's something that I'll be interested to see and hear about when that tournament unfolds. But very exciting times, and congratulations to everyone involved at 7 Mile Beach. Now, the other bit of news that's coming out of 7 Mile Beach, of course, and you may not have heard this, and that's what this is all about, walking the fairways, is to keep you up to date, and that is that the North Course, the new golf course that was announced to be built, it's on the north side, obviously, of the property, north of the existing golf course, and that has had some movement by way of having the golf course architects on site, King Collins Dormer from the US. They've been on site in the last week. So all the timber on the property of the north side has now been removed as it was old plantation pine trees, just like was done on the south course. So they've got all that down, and now the fun begins, working on the finer details of the routing and some of the more specific details of the new golf course itself. It's going to be very interesting to see how this will all unfold. So I do share the bits and pieces that come from 7 Mile Beach and King Collins Dormer when they're on site, as it's happened from, on the odd occasion so far. It's very early days, but look forward to this really starting to ramp up now. I've spoken a little bit with Rob Collins from King Collins Dormer, and getting a bit of a feel for when they look to be back again to do some more work, and as things on that project start to really build up now. So it's getting very exciting at 7 Mile Beach. Now we head, ladies and gentlemen, to the ACT, going up to the nation's capital territory, and the ACT STMA, that's the Sports Turf Managers Association out of the ACT, they have just announced their Graduate of the Year award, and Brodie Schofield was announced the winner of the award this year. Brodie completed his apprenticeship at Yowani Country Club, so not too far away from the nation's capital, under Superintendent Chad Gilmore over there at Yowani, and Brodie is now working at Gold Creek Country Club in Canberra under Superintendent Simon Snedden. So congratulations to Brodie, and he now goes to Melbourne to represent the ACT for the national awards at the ASTMA National Turf Conference, which will be held in June down in Melbourne. So congratulations to Brodie. Now, the big news coming out of the ACT is the fact that Yowani Country Club's new golf course is, as of today, officially open for play. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a big deal. Now, I've got a few things to say about this because I'm excited. Just like Big Kev used to be, I'm excited. For those of you who are old enough to remember who Big Kev was. Anyway, just throwing it out there. Now, after the... I don't know where to go from there. It's terrible. Now, after a full redesign of their golf course by architect Ben Davey from Contour Golf, who I've had on the design brief segment of the podcast previously, you might recall, this is an exciting one, I'm here to tell you. I've seen the golf course on site with Ben. It was about 18 odd months ago, I've got to be honest. I think it was around that. And I'm very excited by it. I keep saying it because this is just so good. This golf course is a very well-designed golf course, in my opinion. It's thought-provoking. It's got thought-provoking short par fours. There's fantastic ground contours to mess with your game. And there's fun green complexes and putting surfaces. The contours on the greens are sensational. They're really interesting. So I can't wait to see how they'll play. This golf course is something very cool indeed. And for my money, it's the final 4 holes that are the coolest, 15 to 18. Now, I'm going to give you a bit of an outline as to what those 4 holes are. Now, 15 is a slight dogleg right. It's probably a mid-length par 4, I'd say. It's around 370 odd metres. And it's got a bunker pushed up into the centre front of the green itself. And the green sort of almost comes around both sides of the bunker a little bit too. So think of a lion's mouth style bunker and green complex here. That's kind of what this one's like. So that's a really interesting hole in this stretch of 4 holes as you come home. Then there's the 16th hole. Now this one is really going to push you to the limits. It's a long par 3. It's pushing 200 metres from the back plates. on this par 3 itself. So that one's a long, challenging hole. 17 from the back is a par 5 pushing 500 metres, but it's the orientation of the green and the swale in front of the green, this swale contours in front of the green, that will do the damage here as you think of your play to the hole. And that's one of the key parts of this par 5 is to go for it in 2. If you get a really good drive away, you've got this challenging swale in front of you to really climb up to the putting surface. So I reckon that's going to be an interesting one that you're going to want to look to birdie on the way home, potentially for the good players out there, or even get one up on your handicap score on that hole. And it's got really interesting challenge built around the green itself as a 500 metre odd par 5. But then there's 18, and this is where I just lose my shit, right? And I hope Ben's listening to this because I'm happy to talk it up. I think this is an absolutely outstanding golf hole. Now, for my money, this is one of the boldest modern attempts of an 18th hole that I've seen in Australia. And that's a big call, I know, but this is super cool. Under 300 metres from the back tees is how long this hole is. Under 300 metres, right? I think it's around 290. That already in itself has got you asking questions. I know it has, right? And that's why I call this one of the boldest modern attempts at an 18th, because you just don't hear about anything like this being done. So this is the hole. Under 300 metres from the back tees. Water all the way down the left side of the hole. It's a straight hole. Water all the way down the left side of the hole. And the green hugs the water's edge when you get up to the green. So think of the 18th at Pebble Beach for this one. Obviously, it's not a par 5 like Pebble, but think of the 18th at Pebble Beach. It's kind of what this one is. The premise is the same, with the water running all the way down the left from the tee to the green, and the green hugs the water on the left edge, right? The 18th at Yowani could probably be a much better hole, a much better challenge for amateurs than Pebble Beach, in my opinion. So that's how high I'm throwing this one. And I say that because it's more relatable and will be more enticing to us mere mortals. So if as an amateur you go and play Pebble, I think it'd be daunting. It's a big championship golf course. You know, it's got the history, it's got the wow factor, it's got the tournament history. If you go there and as an amateur, I think a lot of that will be overwhelming, right? And there's lots of ground contours as well throughout the golf course. But here, for the 18th at Yowani, I think this is much more relatable and will be a lot more enticing being under 300 metres. So I'm calling this one a better 18th hole than Pebble for us amateurs. Now, the new 18th, you can go for the green technically from the tee, but you won't want to do that because you'll end up with who knows what score, if I'm being honest. If you miss that 1% chance of getting the green, for those of you who are long enough to hit it, everywhere else is a mess, right? There's no advantage to doing that. So this is why it's going to be so good to see how people play it and see what you think of it when you do get the chance to go and play there. There's plenty of fairway to the right, away from the water's edge, but here's the kicker. The further to the right you go, which is more safe from the tee, the more the water will come into play from that angle as you approach the green, because you've got more, there's more bunkers to deal with on that particular angle. The green becomes significantly shorter in depth, and you start to play at a green that becomes more across your line of play rather than along your line of play. So where you've got depth of green to play shots into from a sort of a straighter drive nearer to the water's edge, if you play away from the water, you've got more width left and right, but you've got bugger all to play with from length of the golf shot itself. So don't go long, because you're going to go straight in the drink. So it is a big difference in how you play this hole. And remember, you're only going to be hitting a short iron into this green. So it is really going to light up your final hole. It's really going to light up your round, how you go to finish this off. So it messes with you greatly. It messes with your shots around the green because that water is ever lurking. And I think it's just fantastic. Now, I'm putting the new 18th at Yowani up there. I'm putting it up there. This is how far I'm putting it up there. I'm putting it up there as the best 18th design in modern Australian golf. And why do I say that? Because I can't think of any golf course in Australia that's built an 18th hole so short, so enticing, yet challenging and fun all at the same time, that's been built in modern times. I'm throwing it out there. Give me a short par 4 18th hole that's been built in Australia since 1990. Give me one. Now, you're probably thinking that even if there was one, they're no good. But I'm telling you, I've been on the ground and seen this one in construction, it is awesome. It is so good. And when you start to see some of the photos that are going to come out later, once the golf course is open and people playing it, I'm sure they'll be sending photos. No doubt the golf club will have the photos up as well. I just can't wait. So if you can think of one that's been built, a short par 4 as an 18th that's been built since 1990, I'm interested to hear it. But I don't think anyone's done it. So I'm calling it out as one of the best in modern golf. We love our short par 4s in modern golf, but no one has done it for an 18th hole. That's what I'm putting out there. So I think Ben's done an outstanding job here, Ben Davey from Contour Golf. And a shout out to Ben. He's been a past guest on the podcast. So I'll have that linked in the show notes as well so you can listen to it. But yeah, I'm putting it right up there. So, but if you can think of a short 18th hole, a short par 4 18th hole, let me know. Get in touch with me on social media and let me know. Oh, and here's another one for you as well because I'm so excited about this golf course. There's also the par 3, the 120-metre short par 3 12th hole that might just break your game mid-round. Yes, Yowani is going to be super cool, and I'm all there for it. So that's one that's exciting coming out of Canberra, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this time we move to New South Wales, and a little bit of information coming out of New South Wales is that the New South Wales Golf Course Superintendents Association has recently announced the winner of their Vince Church Graduate of the Year award, and this year it was won by Jag Clark, and he comes from Coffs Harbour Golf Club up in the north coast of New South Wales. A big congratulations to Jag on winning this prestigious award, and he will go on to represent New South Wales in Melbourne at the National Turf Industry Awards. That's the Australian Sports Turf Managers Association Awards in June later this year. So congratulations to Jag once again. And now it's time to head to Victoria, where you are about to hear my mind get officially blown. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's a privilege, as always, to be out and about on a golf course. And for this Walking the Fairways segment, we have a friend of the podcast, the only person that's ever been co-host of the podcast, Superintendent at Sandhurst Club, Nico Douglas. G'day, Nico. How you doing, mate?
Good, Steve. Thanks for having me again.
Mate,
have I pipped Rowan again? Am I back in the lead?
I think you might be one back in front again.
Fantastic.
We'll just send him a text.
Yeah.
Shoot him a text and go, I've got you again.
Yep.
I've got my nose in front this time. Mate, thanks for jumping on. Great to be here on site at Sandhurst Club down here in Melbourne. It's big. The first thing that comes to my mind is big. We've just driven out somewhere at the North Course here, so we can just start this podcast segment. But mate, you've been here for a few months now.
Yeah, three and a half months.
Cranbourne closed down.
Yes.
Sad time for them, sad time in your career, sad time for a lot of people, membership and so on.
Yep.
You've taken on a new role here at Sandhurst. Tell us a little bit about what's going on. What's it been like? Hit the ground running.
It's been hectic. I think I said this when I started at Cranbourne, and I think most supers probably say this, but it's been a baptism of fire.
Yeah. No
I
doubt.
started here in the second week of December and rolled into fairway renovations the following week. And since then, it's just been go, go, go. We've had a pretty brutal summer, pretty much complete absence of rain from the middle of December through to middle of February.
Only for the hottest part of summer, but
yeah,
that's okay.
that's right.
We'll just gloss over that.
The usual irrigation issues that come with golf courses, and then I suppose for me personally, starting at a new course, new site, 36 holes, lots of staff, new management team.
Wow.
So yeah,
Lots.
a lot of new, and hectic would be the word that I'd use to describe it.
Lots of wrapping your head around everything, right? Like you've got to be pretty quick to get your head around this. You hadn't seen this course before. You've got the role so it's a new space for you.
Yes.
It's not like you'd played it and you knew what it was all about. So you learn routings, the way people play golf around the golf course, what's wearing out faster, who's drying out first, and baptism of fire in that regard, I'm sure, no doubt. Lots of things to take in pretty quickly to get yourself in a position where you're feeling comfortable with your feet under the desk in a way.
Yeah, that's right. I guess in some ways starting in summer, while it's very hard, you learn a lot very quickly, particularly with 2 courses, and they're very different. Construction methods are different, grass types are different. So yeah, I suppose, in summer you find sort of the deficiencies of each course. And now the weather's cooling off a bit, and I've had a few months feet under the desk, starting to feel more comfortable, and heads slowly stop spinning.
We're just going to slowly slow you down.
We're getting there.
Mate, it's like I said, it's a privilege to be out here on course with you and getting a feel for what it is here at Sandhurst, a little bit of what you're going through, and we're going to talk a little bit about it. That's why I want to get you on. Change of position, change of club. Like I mentioned, you're the only other person that's been co-host of the podcast, which has been great. So it's good to have you on and to give us a bit of an update of a golf course that, I don't know, that I'm sure Melbourne people know it well, but lots of other people around the country and other parts of the world don't probably know much about Sandhurst at all. So great to get a bit of an insight from you, mate. So let's make a start. We're going to head over to the double green. What have we got over here we're going to go and have a look at? Yeah,
we'll go and look at the 11th and 17th greens, which are, a double green. So,
double green on the north course.
I think I sent you a photo on Instagram and said, is this the biggest green in Australia? I think it probably is in Victoria, but let's go find out, hey?
Let's go and have a look.
Easy.
I'm already daunted by size, and we're just in one corner of one course.
You should have seen these fairways in the middle of Feb, because this course is irrigated via a storage dam, so stormwater runoff.
Yep.
We were getting very low, and we had some pretty catastrophic irrigation failures, issues.
Wow.
So the fairways basically got turned off, sort of end of January.
In the peak?
Yeah, well, we just had to. And the fairways looked dormant. They were that white.
Wow.
But pleasing to see the density sort of held up.
Well, it's kind of maybe you can throw us into what the fairways are on the north course. What's the grass type that we have over here?
Yeah, so
fairways?
North course tees and fairways are Sandarana couch grass.
Yep.
So I suppose if you were going to run tight on water, that's the grass you want.
Yeah, because it'll pick back up. It just shuts itself down so well.
Yep.
That's what I found working with it even as a new surface. That's the reason I picked it at Katoomba, because we didn't have irrigation.
Mm-hmm.
So when it goes dormant, it naturally shuts itself down when there is no water. You get a lick and it just comes back to life. The density doesn't move, it doesn't decay.
Yep.
It just stays there because it is a really dense grass, but it comes back pretty
That's
good.
Right. Yeah.
So you found that.
We've probably had I think 40 mil in February in the end of rain, and then
Is that all? 40?
Yeah, and then we've probably had 30 odd this month. So
wow.
Yeah, still not a great deal of rain, but and we're not irrigating, because as you can see over there, our water storage is still low here. But the colour response is good.
Yep.
I'm pretty happy with how they look, and I think I said this in my Keep of the Greens segment. I'm a purist.
Yep.
I don't mind the seasonal differences in
that's it.
appearance. So
it's this is Melbourne summer. It's dry. It's usually dry, hot winds.
Yep.
The golf courses are going to reflect it, unless you've got an ultimate endless water supply. But the ebbs and flows with what you're going through. If it's a wet season, you know it's wet. You feel it's raining regularly. The courses are going to reflect that with lush surfaces, in a sense. This has been the opposite for Melbourne summer this year, so we're seeing the reflections on this course here at Sandhurst. And
spot on.
I agree with you. It's not a bad thing. It's just that it's what it is. We're going to roll.
Yeah, and I think playability is actually better. Like the ball roll is great on the fairways. You probably get a few more metres out of your tee shot.
Sure.
And you probably struggle to find a power plant on this.
Well, and that's it. Natural attrition, right, with other weeds and other undesirables.
Yep.
But as we turn around and have a look at 10 and 17, is that right?
11
and 17 of the North course. Man, I've got to hit a wedge full to get across them both. It's that big. That is massive.
I should have brought a hand mower out and have you mow it.
No, thanks. You know what's going to happen? I will be doing massive bananas or squigglies, because holding a straight line that far is not possible.
And I'll see you in a couple of hours.
Yeah, that's right. Come back tonight.
Yeah.
I'll miss my flight. That is just enormous.
So we generally split this green. We don't have someone mow it themselves too often.
Unless you absolutely have to, I gather.
Yep.
These
These are A1 greens out here on the North Course.
Okay. A1 bent grass?
Yeah, built in 2004, and as you can see, we're sort of losing the battle with Poa now,
Yeah.
but that's not bad after 22
Yeah.
years. The brief sort of now is just to maintain these as best we can, Poa bent, and obviously coming from Cranbourne, where I'd Poa bent,
That's it.
I
Yep.
think I've got a pretty good handle on
Yep.
some practices that will allow us to do that and still produce really good surfaces.
Man, they look smooth.
Yeah.
Like, they really do look smooth. It's they look flat. Like they really look nice and smooth.
Yeah, I'm a big proponent of grooming. So
Yep.
using the grooming attachments on the
Yep.
mowers, and we dust where we can. Although here, over the two courses, we're sort of sitting at 60,000 rounds per course per year. So we're very, very busy.
Wow, that's a lot of golf.
Yeah, it makes, obviously traffic has an impact on some of the pinch points on greens.
Yep.
But they're sort of things I'll learn going forward
Sure.
about how we manage that. But overall, I think to the back end of summer, we've done all right.
Yeah, I think it looks magnificent.
Yep.
So try and get a photo of the flag whipping in the wind.
Yep.
It's like you said, Poa bent. Look, as long as you're providing a quality surface, the undesirable of Poa, and I say this a lot, is it really that bad? I used to manage Poa greens.
Yep.
Right. I'd say it was probably Poa with a little bit of bent, but to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
But these look like they're silky smooth, even though you can see the different colours and the different grasses.
Yeah.
And my God, the green keeps going. That's really large.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
I just had an epiphany how big it really was. Do you ever put the flag in here for any of it?
It's sort of a club championships pin, I think, but then you've got to
push the other one.
Depending on which green it is, you've got to have the other one well away from it, obviously.
Yeah, sure. Wow, there you go.
Yeah.
But I mean, they look nice. They really do look nice.
Yeah, I'm all about sort of firmness and speed where appropriate, obviously.
Yep.
And I like the sort of, not that Poa and bent is that motley look that you're after from really lean bent grass, but till last week, we actually gave them a feed last week, but they were quite lean, and the beauty of the A1 really was standing out.
Yeah,
with,
sure.
the different colours.
Yep.
And in winter, especially A1, you get all those
The
purples and
patchwork.
browns.
Yeah, that's it.
I
Yep.
love that, and I'm looking forward to having a winter of sort of that on these greens as well.
It's it's going to be an interesting season off the back of this summer for you to manage that and get the textures and what's going to come out of the golf course.
Yep.
But far out, big humps.
Yeah.
Big humps in these greens. Is this the theme of the course, both courses, or
I would
just
say
this course more?
No, I would say this is the flatter of the two.
Okay. The what? Did you say flatter?
Yes, the flatter of the two
Okay.
courses. This course is a lot more sort of linksy. It's not a links course, but we've still got trees and everything. But this is sort of a bit more linksy. I think they were probably going for more of a sandbelty look out on the Champions course, which we'll see when we go out there. But there's certainly some big undulation out there, particularly on the greens.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
More than this?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
And we've got some massive bent grass collars out there, which you'll see.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So what are these collars here? Just again, a mix of bent Poa?
Yes, essentially they would have been originally seeded with A1 bent grass, and
Okay.
you can see a little bit of cooch encroachment
Yeah,
here.
just
And
a little bit.
as you get further into the rough, there's some fescue and stuff.
Big, is that considered like a wasteland area?
Yeah,
Yep.
wasteland, and some big areas of vegetation. So we're fortunate to have a full-time vegetation manager here.
Okay. Wowee.
And he's got his work cut out for
Oh,
him.
I'm going to say he's busy.
Yes.
Very.
Yep.
My goodness, that's huge. That's so big. Dead set. And there are all bunkers down there too.
Yeah. In
My
general, the
Lord.
greens are really big on both courses.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
what have you got area-wise then overall of your greens?
4 or 5 hectare.
They're staggering numbers to me,
Yeah,
mate.
7 hectare total of cool season grass, green and collar.
Yeah, right.
Yep. So, big space to look after, a lot of cool season to look after, which I found was probably one of the main challenges throughout summer.
It's very, I can't get over this. I don't think I've seen a double green that big. I've never seen one. There you go.
Okay.
That's 100% I've never seen one that big. That is...
Yep.
That's huge. That is huge. I wouldn't want to cut that with a triplex, let alone walk behind. It's a big guy. How big is your area over the two courses? Like, what are we talking?
Oh, including veg and everything, I don't know, 270 something hectare probably.
My goodness.
We've
That is so big.
40 hectare of tees and fairways, 7 hectare of cool season around the greens.
40 hectares of tees and fairways.
Yes.
So that's couch grass?
Couch grass, fine cut couch grass, yeah.
That's
So
staggering.
couch between 9 and 6 mil. Yeah.
Mate, those numbers just don't even compute in my head.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable. What I want to jump while we head back to the cart and move on from here, although that's just mental. Sorry. I want to ask you, what's the feel been like? Not just the transition from yourself moving away from Cranbourne, your first time as superintendent, and coming to this place, but what's it like now that Cranbourne is officially gone? Because it has officially closed now,
Yes,
hasn't it?
it has,
It's all
yeah.
all gone in that regard. Members, there's no membership anymore. There's no one
Yep.
working in the club. There's no one working on the golf course in any way, shape, or form. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
How does that feel now that not just you've walked out of the office, but now you know all that's shut up shop?
It's probably going to be surprising to you, but I don't feel anything.
Okay,
I think, so when I applied for this job, it was late July or early August last year, and I got the job reasonably quickly, but then I had a 3-month period where I was still at Cranbourne, my resignation period. I think a lot of the sting and the emotion of Cranbourne and leaving and stuff, I think I sort of experienced all of that.
Yeah, okay.
Then, even my last day, it was sad, but I think, I'd sort of gone through all
You've
of that.
done it all.
And, when the club closed late last month, I really didn't feel much, which is surprising because I am a reasonably emotional guy. But, I don't know. It's a shame. I feel for the members and the history of a really good golf course in Melbourne and
well respected.
Oh, certainly
course
is.
and club.
I think it's a really good golf. The layout was fantastic. I suppose fortunately for me, there's quite a few of those members that are now here. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
that's
that,
nice.
That makes me happy when I see some of them out here and I get to have a chat and reminisce and.
All those things, just nice memories.
Yeah.
Nice to catch up with those people again, and in a way, I suppose it kind of adds a bit of a feel of, bringing that home over to this new home.
That's right.
In a way.
Yep. Exactly.
All right, let's go.
So this is
pretty swanky.
The 9th green, and I suppose the interesting part about this is if you walk too far that way, you're going to get wet.
Wet? Oh, I thought it was a bunker.
No, we've got a burn at the front of the green.
Oh, get out.
So, pretty intimidating.
So is this a par 4 or 5?
5. So
wow.
Your second shot has to be, or your third
You've
shot
got green all the way up to the edge. For real.
So you have to be pretty strategic with your shot making, I think. Not that I'm a great golfer, but I'll tell you what, rolling the green can be a bit dicey sometimes.
I'm just a bit concerned standing here, let alone rolling and mowing. Wowee, that's different. I didn't see that coming. That's impressive and scary. I like it. It's a bit wild.
Mm-hmm.
Far out.
So this system of waterways here flows in and then eventually overflows into our catchment.
Oh, it doesn't go that way.
No. So
it goes that way.
Yeah, that's the overflow there. So it comes in over the top of those ones and eventually flows through here and into our catchment over there.
And that bridge, that must be a mega overflow.
Yeah, correct. Yep.
For super duper rain. Which
we don't get, so.
Man, that's a wild feature in front of the green.
And this is probably a typical size green out here, so obviously.
This is a typical size?
Yeah, I'd say, between.
That's a big green, man.
Between 600 and 800 square, I'd say, most greens are. There's a couple small, a couple bigger, but.
Look at that.
Yeah, we're getting dry at the front there.
No, but I mean, just the way it's cut to the edge.
Yeah,
I've never seen anything quite like that before. I like it.
Yep.
Interesting.
Tough to keep grass alive there. But
Oh, I bet it is. Just free draining out of it, right? The arse end just drops out of it of moisture. So
at the
this is
radar.
9.
Yeah, correct.
Wow, what a hole.
Yep.
That's cool. I like that. That's
Trying to think. Yes, there is some more quirk on the north course. I'll show you.
I really like. You don't see that
No.
in Australian. Look, Thompson design. They always.
Do you want to take a pic looking that way?
Yeah, if we
up on the
can,
hill.
without. I know they're playing this hole, but that is unreal. I'm impressed.
I like quirk where it's appropriate.
Yeah.
We'll see what you think about this next
Okay,
one, all right?
I'm a big quirk fan,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
I remember talking with John Mann about this over at Metro, the couple of little quirks. They got there's the 9th hole, they got the giant mounds at the front of the fairway,
Yep.
and the taxodiums, I think it is the swamp cypress on 17 or 16.
Yep.
Someone's going to quote me and say I'm wrong, but there's those 4 trees there on the right-hand side. But I like quirk. Doesn't always mean it's good.
Yeah.
But
Well-
I still like it, even if it's bad. I sit there and I go, you know what? That's just rude, but it kind of feels cool.
Well, we'll see what you think about this one.
All right. Loading, please wait. Man, this is big, beyond big.
Yes.
You'd have to be one of the largest golf courses in Australia.
I think so.
Or golf properties in Australia.
I would say so, yeah.
I can't, I'm just trying to think of other 36-hole facilities that, like on face value, I would have said Royal Melbourne's huge, but this dwarfs it, surely.
Yeah, I would say so.
Maybe it
A
just
lot of
feels
linking here too.
Yeah, right.
Like we're not you don't
Yeah.
have the tree line.
Yeah.
We're not enclosed.
Just linked rough and.
Yep. And linked fairways like 2 and
Oh,
6
okay,
here.
yeah, righto. So this is still the North Course.
Yep.
Man, I don't want to be walking around here. I feel like I'm walking to another state.
Now I'm going to read
What
this. Yeah.
What the f is that?
What's this hole called?
North Wall. That is not what I think it is. Have they tried to go all North Berwick? Do the holes have names? Or just
Yes.
that one?
No,
they all
holes
do?
have- Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. See, that's a quirk as well. Not a physical one, but
Yes. Well, I
Not-
suppose the name
the name says it all,
befits
but-
the hole because that is a wall.
that is a f***ing wall, all right. Yes, indeed.
Oh God, here actually.
I shouldn't laugh.
What do you reckon?
Wow. You know, I've never heard anyone talk about this,
Really?
ever. I've
Okay.
never heard anyone say, oh, I went down to Melbourne the other day and played at Sandhurst and they got this hole with a wall around it. Yeah. Okay. I need some time to think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what I think.
I will say the members love it.
Wow. I am entirely
You seem
gobsmacked.
You seem
yeah,
shook.
shook. I'm shook. That is. Oh no, where's that going?
We're all right.
We're going to land on the path. Oh no. Oh, there it is. There. Going to make it?
No.
Negative. Has it always? It would have been here since birth,
Yeah,
right? Say
yep.
birth loosely, of course. That is just the most. I'm going to say incongruent. I don't know what that means. I've heard the word before and I have no context of its meaning. But that just feels, it looks inappropriate from the tee. I'm not sure.
Have a think about it.
I'll mail you my reply.
Yeah, thanks.
Sorry, I've never seen anything like this. And you know, the first thing that springs to mind is that no one's ever decided to try and emulate it again in Australia.
No, to the best of your knowledge.
So-
But you didn't know about this one either.
Well, I didn't know about this one either. If it had been one plane,
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have felt so offended by it.
I guess
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and
Probably because it's a pure right angle. And that doesn't
here we
mean
go.
it's...
Watch the.
Oh, goodness me. Is that the definitive play? Is it
I don't know.
Save going out of bounds?
If he had hit that a little softer, I think that would have come back and been good. What I will say is, though, it shows you that there are no rules.
Yeah.
Build whatever
and
you
know,
want.
And you know what? I go back to what I said before. I love quirk. I'm going to be talking about this forever.
You reckon?
Absolutely I will. This is now ingrained in my head, and I will mention it to people left, right and centre. So does that make it good or bad? Does that make it interesting or not interesting?
I think it makes it interesting for sure.
I agree. I think...
And it's a matter of opinion.
It is. Wow. It's growing on me.
Yeah?
We've been talking about it for 5 minutes. It's growing on me now already.
I wonder if you get back to Sydney and you go, I wish I could see that again.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I'm going to have to talk to some people who know people.
You're going to have to bring your clubs next time.
And find out. Well, I'm going to ask around a little bit about this one because I've never heard anyone mention it, and I'm curious to know what people think.
Yep.
Now,
You put a poll up. Have you played Sandhurst?
yes. Wow. What do you think of the par 3? What hole are we?
3.
The third.
Yes, the par 3
What do you
third.
think of the par 3 third hole with the rock wall?
Aptly named wall.
I've got to watch this shot coming to the wall. Hang on. This has got disaster written all over it, hasn't it? No, he's done well.
Pretty good from there, really.
Done very well.
Yep.
Mate, that's stumped me. Wow. Wow.
You take this route through the maintenance facility
Okay.
and out to the champs.
I'm just trying to think when I was last blown away. Oh, at Northbridge in Sydney.
Yeah.
And Luke
Oh, I
showed
listened
me
to the episode.
Yeah. And he goes, Steve, you can't believe the hole I'm going to show you here.
Yep.
You've never seen anything. I've never seen it. And he's telling me. And I'm like, yeah, sure, no worries. And I get there and I'm like, what the is that? And that's what I just did then.
Yep.
Like I said, it doesn't mean it's good or bad. It's just different. This
4
is
and 5. Big
another
double
big,
fairway.
Yeah, it's big space.
Yep.
I think I need a break. I need to lie down and a cup of tea after seeing that wall.
Well, we can pick up a couple of beers.
That's probably better. Oh, wow. So, Nico, in terms of maintaining the golf course, we talked about the summer season you've had and how challenging that's been. The golf course, in terms of water management, is only as good as its infrastructure.
Yep.
You've got a few things in the pipeline, pardon the pun, that you're looking to improve here.
Look, as a 3-month-in superintendent and having that 3 months in summer, you sort of learn all the deficiencies of the irrigation system, and the North Course has quite a few. So yeah, over the next few years, I'd really like to start looking into the process of how we're going to do it, what it looks like, what system we go with.
So assessing the best way forward.
Yeah. There's a lot of rough getting watered that doesn't need to be getting watered.
Yep.
We're still full circle sprinklers on greens, which we'd like to
Right.
change. Doing that means we need to add some sprinklers to the surrounds. And I suppose, look, selfishly, I think the greens are 22 years old there now. If you're going to be doing irrigation upgrades around the greens, you might as well resurface the greens.
Yep.
This is all just pie in the sky stuff at the moment.
but
this is what I see.
But these are the things that you're here for. This is the role, right? You've got to assess what's best for the club moving forward.
Yep.
And the best way to approach it, and then achieve it.
Yep. That's right.
So that you can be better again.
Yep, for sure. Short term for me, there's a lot of bunkers, how we maintain them, and trying to reduce the amount of labour that we do in those. I'd like to sort of work out a way to do that.
Yep.
And then look, we've got 5 first-year apprentices here.
Yep.
All within sort of 4 or 5 months of starting their journey. I'd like to put a lot of time and effort into them, and hopefully by sort of going into next season, I can be proud and they can be proud of sort of where they're at, and we're producing some good turf managers and sort of the next batch of superintendents,
Yeah,
hopefully.
absolutely. And that's the goal. That's what it's all about at the end of the day as well. Mate, if
Yep.
you don't mind, can we just go down here? I want to have a look at that.
This is a great hole.
This is an unreal looking golf hole. What's this one?
This is 11 champs.
11 on the champs course. I just want to get a photo from here with this fescue.
This is my favourite photo.
This looks, I love the bunkers. Wow, that waist is just, that is epic. You know,
Sunrise is great out here.
This is beautiful.
Yep.
That's very, very, very impressive. I do love the look of that. I've got to be honest. I know that the cool season grass, the bent grass surrounds would be a lot of hard work. Yeah. That is, with this fescue here, that is one of the best pictures going around. I'm sorry.
Yep.
That looks absolutely magnificent, the way that the grass is just draped over those mounds.
Yeah, probably my favourite photo on the golf course, I think.
Wowee. Very, very impressive. So, mate, you guys are doing so much work. How many staff did you say you had?
20.
20 staff for 36 enormous golf holes?
Yep.
Seriously. That is a lot of work to go through. Very impressive, mate. That's
thank you.
Unbelievable. There is so much to do. There's so much to take in. I don't think this short walking the fairways trip around the golf course is going to do Sandhurst any justice whatsoever. But I've got to tell you, I am impressed. More so, having seen this Champions course as well.
Yep.
A different offering to the North Course.
Yeah. Yep.
But interesting. A few quirks around the place, mate. This is impressive. Yep. I was not expecting.
Yep.
This from Sandhurst.
No.
The sheer size of the property overall is just so big. That's the part that I'm befuddled by.
Befuddled's a great word.
I've got all the words coming out in this episode. It's all happening. Far out. Wow. I'm going to have a look at it on Google Earth because I'm in it here. We're driving around and I feel like a speck of sand on a beach. It is just so big.
Well, and for me, like, I've lived in Melbourne my whole life and I've been in the golf industry 18 years and no one told me how big this place is.
Far out.
But no, two good golf courses.
Yeah.
A large membership group that play a lot, so they're doing what it's designed for and they're enjoying themselves.
And they're passionate.
Yeah, that's
passionate
right.
members because they're here regularly, right? So that tells you that they enjoy being out here, that they enjoy this space, that they love to come out and enjoy themselves and their friends.
Yep.
Spending time out here playing golf. So, Nico, it's been a real pleasure to be out here, and I appreciate you showing me around this massive property here at Sandhurst.
No problem.
Thank you, mate.
It's been a pleasure as always, Steve.
Unreal. Thanks, Nico.
Thank you, mate.
Appreciate it. Time to go to the Sunshine State. We go to Brisbane into McLeod Country Golf Club in Brisbane's western suburbs, and it's just upstream along the Brisbane River from Indooroopilly Golf Club. Now, McLeod is working through some course upgrades, and the most recent work has been to their 15th hole. Now, the 15th is currently closed for upgrades to the dam on that hole. And whilst it's closed, the course team have taken the time to strip back the tee, rebuild the levels and re-turf it with some new Tahoma 31 couch grass. Now, McLeod continue to tick through some of the works as part of their master plan designed by Richard Chamberlain from Richard Chamberlain Course Design that incorporates some course changes due to an over 55s development that's being done on course. So some improvements as they tick through some bits and pieces there at McLeod. And this over 55s development that's happening, I think it's on the far western boundary of the property. And like I said, Richard Chamberlain's been doing some work there. I've had Richard on the podcast as well in the past on the design brief. And I'll have his interview also clickable in the show notes, ladies and gentlemen, if you wish to know a little bit more about Richard. But good stuff to see what's going on at McLeod Country Golf Club as they continue to tick through some of their course improvements there. Now we go up the northwest a little bit into Brisbane to Ashgrove Golf Club, and they're getting started on some new work on their golf course. Now this is part of a new over 55s development, which is also being done by the same developers involved at McLeod Country Golf Club, incidentally. Ashgrove have officially built 2 new spare greens that will create 2 new spare holes on their golf course. Now this has been done by breaking apart two of their long holes into two short par fours. So the spare greens are kind of often in this scenario, often off the side a little bit of the fairway, and it allows for two. So say you've got a par 5, for example. If you put a green sort of 2/3 of the way up on the left or the right side of the hole, you can have it's away from the side of play, but you can bring that green into play and make, say, the first part of the hole from the existing tee of that par 5 to this green potentially, and make it a short par 4, and then you put a set of tees on the fairway, if you like, and then play the second part of the hole as a par 3. So it's often done in scenarios where golf courses don't have enough room to build an entire spare hole, and in this case at Ashgrove, they want to build 2 spare holes, which allows them to do a little bit more work at once when they start to really chunk into the bigger stuff that's soon to come into the future. But for here, so two spare greens have been built, and that's going to make a total of 4 holes, so they'll have 2 spare holes out of those 2 holes. The future is coming. Ashgrove's gearing up for the future, and there's quite a bit coming. A shout out to Simon Puttrell, the Greens Director from Ashgrove, who's been on the podcast a couple of times in the past, and I'll keep you posted on just what Ashgrove Golf Club are up to as they move forward with some of these course works as they continue to improve. Now we head north, and we are going tropical north. We're going right up to far north Queensland this time. Now, I've not mentioned this golf course before, I love talking about ones that I've not mentioned before when there's some bits and pieces going on. So this one is about Mossman Golf Club, and they're located about 20 minutes drive north of Port Douglas. So this is right up the top, right? This is as far as the main part of civilization goes up in Queensland is really to Port Douglas, and this is around the Daintree area for those of you that have heard of the famous Daintree region. So Mossman Golf Club, they have been copping an absolute hiding of late, and this is what I wanted to talk about because this is stuff we just don't see further down in the southern parts of Australia. Now, when I say they've been copping a hiding, I'm going to give it to you just how much of a hiding and that they've been hammered by. Now, Mossman is an 18-hole golf course, and if I'm not mistaken, it's the furthest north 18-hole golf course in Queensland. So that's something interesting that I found out. Now, March was a punish for the golf course. They had so much rain, so much consistent heavy rain from cyclones and heavy rain troughs bringing massive amounts of rain. And when I said they've been copping a hiding, this is how much of a hiding they've been copping. The golf course has battled over and over, and they've battled through playing a composite course because of standing water on the golf course, right? So they've had to shorten it from 18 holes and give the locals and the members something that they could play to keep golfers out there playing golf. Now, when I say they've had lots of rain, I mean they've had lots, and I keep saying that to you. You ready for this? So for the month of March, 31 days in March, they totaled 1,317 millimetres of rain. What most of us would give to have that in a year, they got in a month. March alone, just 1 month, over 1,300 millimetres of rain. That's just mind-boggling. Now, where I worked, to give you an idea, at Katoomba in the Blue Mountains, known for its vast valleys and waterfalls and creeks and things off mountain escarpments, and created enormous valleys and unbelievable landscape. We used to get around 1,400 millimetres annually on average for the year. Now, this is over 1,300 millimetres in a month. That is just mind-boggling. Now, up north, they're moving into the actual golf season now, being the dry season. And I'm guessing for Mossman, it probably can't come soon enough. But like most of these regional towns in far northern Australia, with a golf course, they keep on keeping on. So hats off to the greenkeeping team at Mossman Golf Club for working hard through all this rain, maintaining the golf course as best they have, and fingers crossed for a great golf season ahead this winter. Now, they've recently had some more rain. I think it was only last week they had some more rain again, which they had the composite course there ready for play as well for the players and members. But as of yesterday, the full course is open and again in full play. So great stuff and outstanding work by everyone involved at Mossman Golf Club. Hats off to everyone up there for going through that much rain. And just can't get my head around that. So I thought it was worth a mention because a lot of places around Australia, particularly in southern parts, we've had the pendulum swing the other way where it's starting to get into dry times. We're starting to feel some places are in drought at the back of this summer into autumn, which isn't great. Soils are drying up. So, and it's not a nice time. We don't like going into dry. It can be challenging when you've got limited amounts of water for your golf course. But up the top end, we had a weak La Nina this year, and it started late, and it certainly came and threw the heavens out up in northern parts of Australia. So we've seen that. Things are going to change potentially in the coming summer ahead next year. They're talking it could be going into a drier time, which maybe this is what we're experiencing down here already. But I can't tell you enough how much I'm impressed with the amount of work that would have had to have been done on the golf course at Mossman Golf Club up there in far north Queensland to keep that golf course playable. That's a staggering amount of water. So well done to everyone involved up there at Mossman Golf Club. Now we head to Western Australia, the largest state of Australia, and the Western Australian golf industry recently had their awards evening, which was held at the end of March. And here's some of the winners from the event. So they do a little bit more broad than just the greenkeeping stuff here. It's the Western Australian Golf Industry Awards more broadly. And so there's a few other awards here that I want to mention along with the Golf Course Apprentice of the Year. So I'll start with that one. And that was won by Harrison Allardyce from Bustleton Golf Club. There's something in the water down there at Bustleton Golf Club. Superintendent Lance Knox leads the team down there, and he has brought through a great crop of young people over the time of his tenure at Bustleton. And here we go again with Harrison taking out the gong for Apprentice of the Year. Harrison will now go, of course, to go on to represent Western Australia at the National ASTMA Awards in Melbourne later on in June. So congratulations to Harrison and congratulations to Lance because he's done an outstanding job. Lance is a friend of the podcast. He's been on a couple of times, and I'll have links to Lance's interview that I had with him on Keeper of the Greens. It will be in the show notes as well if you've not heard Lance's story. Fantastic individual, and of course he's got, like I mentioned, brought through some wonderful young people into the industry in greenkeeping, and Harrison here has taken out the award for Apprentice of the Year, another outstanding individual. So congratulations to Harrison and, of course, to Lance and Bustleton Golf Club. Now, I mentioned that there's a few other awards that were done in the Western Australian Golf Industry Awards evening, so I've got to make mention of those that I was interested in as well, and that was Course Superintendent of the Year went to Superintendent Rod Tatt at Mount Lawley Golf Club in Perth, and I've had Rod on the podcast last year, so I'll tag his interview in the show notes, ladies and gentlemen, as Rod's a fantastic individual and very generous with his time, showing me around when I went to Perth a couple of years ago, and he was a great person to have on the podcast for a chat as well. Great insight and a wonderful mind of our industry is Rod Tatt. So congratulations to Rod Tatt for taking out that award. And Mount Lawley's actually got a few gongs here, so I'm going to go through them as well. The Western Australian Environmental Award went to Mount Lawley Golf Club, so congratulations to Mount Lawley for taking that one out as well. And let's not go much further because the Metropolitan Golf Course of the Year went to Mount Lawley Golf Club as well. And this is, of course, on the back of the redesign as well as everything that's been done and overhauled, and Rod and his team have been leading through doing the environmental work on the golf course. The redesign by OCM has been done and completed there, and last year they hosted, I think it was the WA Open at Mount Lawley, and that was fantastic to watch on television. So look, to win all of those gongs, hats off to everyone involved at Mount Lawley, and like I mentioned in particular, Rod Tatt, superintendent on the course as well. So great stuff by Mount Lawley. And the Regional Golf Course of the Year award went to Kalgoorlie Golf Course. I think it's won that a couple of times as well. So there's some great stuff happening over there in WA, and those courses of note, Bustleton, Mount Lawley and Kalgoorlie, all winners, and those individuals as well. So congratulations to everyone involved there for winning those awards. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we move to the final part of Walking the Fairways, and that is to a couple of superintendent appointments that I've come across. I'm going to go to New Zealand to start this one off, where Daniel Tiffin has been appointed superintendent of the 126-year-old Marlborough Golf Club, which is located at the northern end of the South Island, just a short 10-minute drive to the west of the township of Blenheim. congratulations to Daniel on the new role here at Marlborough Golf Club. And I did that little bit of research to find the history. A very, very old golf club in New Zealand is Marlborough, and great to see Daniel taking the reins here and as they turn their page at the next part of their history at Marlborough Golf Club. Now, the final one that I want to mention is that you may have heard at the end of last year, after hosting the Men's Australian Open at Royal Melbourne Golf Club, that the great man himself, and I think I can confidently say friend of the podcast now, he's been on it enough, Richard Forsyth announced his resignation as Director of Courses at Royal Melbourne. Now, just going to quickly throw in here, incidentally, you should stay tuned for the special podcast series, Royal Melbourne Behind the Scenes on Course at the Men's Australian Open is coming out soon, brought to you by Dint Golf Solutions. That's coming out very soon, right here on the Golfing Greenkeeper podcast, because that's what I was in Melbourne for when I was down there at the Oz Open. We were recording that one, so it's not far away. But Richard did announce soon after that tournament that he was resigning as Director of Courses at Royal Melbourne. Well, Royal Melbourne Golf Club have taken a few months since then to search for and have just announced last week the successor to Richard, and that is by another great man, John Mann. You see what I did there? Who is finishing his time soon at Metropolitan Golf Club. And John is also a friend of the podcast, having been on here a couple of times sharing his story and thoughts with you all. A massive congratulations to John Mann on the new appointment, a Director of Courses that he will take up in a few months' time in July at Royal Melbourne Golf Club. So John will be only the 7th person in history to look after the famed links of the East and West golf courses at Royal Melbourne Golf Club there at Black Rock. So very, very exciting times ahead for Royal Melbourne, and a great lineage to continue the management and maintenance of the golf course at Royal Melbourne under yet another fantastic mind and person in John Mann. So congratulations to John and to Royal Melbourne Golf Club. And we look forward to seeing, what's going to happen at Metropolitan Golf Club now that that seat's opened up. So I'll try and keep you up to date with that one too, ladies and gentlemen, as well. But like I said, congratulations to John Mann. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to an end of this segment of Dint Golf Solutions and Enview Walking the Fairways. A big thank you to Nico Douglas, Superintendent at Sandhurst Golf Club in Melbourne, for his time to chat with me about his new role and also sharing some details of the enormous property that is Sandhurst. Not having seen it before, the 36-hole property that it is, really, really impressive. And if you get the opportunity to play there, it's something that I think you will enjoy. The more I think about it, the more I really enjoyed what I saw, and I've been thinking about it a lot since that site visit. It was very, very, very impressive, and I'll be sharing lots of things on social media again as part of this segment of the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, some photos that you'll be able to go and take a look at. So please make sure you follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Don't forget to reach out to me on socials, or you can send me an email to thegolfinggreenkeeper@gmail.com. If you or your club want to share what you're up to and how you're improving your golf course no matter where you are in Australia or New Zealand, small club or big, it doesn't matter. I'm here to share how you're improving and what you're doing to make your course better for all the golfers out there that enjoy playing this wonderful game of golf. Now, also, if you know of anyone who's recently taken on a role, because I love to share the news of new superintendent roles. If you know anyone who's taken on a role as a superintendent, that's a new position for them somewhere in Australia or New Zealand, please get in touch with me and let me know. If you've got some news about your golf course that you're working on, much like Ben Stacey did, superintendent at Tasmania Golf Club, sent me that info through. Please get in touch with me. If you're a board member at a golf club, feel free to let me know what's happening. If you're a volunteer-run golf course, for example, don't be shy. I like to help you share who you are and where you are and what you're doing to improve so we can all get out there and enjoy it. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Now, make sure you get over to the show notes, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of clickables will be in there, of course, as always, and I've done all the homework for you to take you straight to where you need to go to just follow up on some of this news that you've heard right here on Walking the Fairways. A big thank you, of course, to partners of the podcast, Dint Golf Solutions. Make sure you check out their website for all their products available at dint.com.au. That's DINT.com.au. dintgolfsolutions.com.au, and make sure you follow them on social media on Facebook and Instagram at Dint Golf Solutions as well. And of course, a big thank you to Adam for joining on the podcast as how he does, keeping us up to date with the new footy tipping for this year in 2026. We love to stay on track with that and see what's going on. Thank you, of course, to partner Enview for their support in being involved here on the Golfing Greenkeeper podcast, and make sure you support them and lean on them. They're supporting you, you support them. We're all here to support each other so we can do what we do better. So go to their website, envu.com.au, to find out their products and what they've got available to help you do your job better. Get in touch with the team at Enview. You can get in touch with me and I can pass you on to the right people if you want to as well. Or you can go to their website and just browse through their portfolio of products that they have available to help you look after your golf course and protect it in the way that you need to, so that you can provide those quality turf surfaces that you strive to do day in, day out, week in, week out, and maximise the playability of your golf course. Ladies and gentlemen, a big thank you for taking the time to listen to me here once again on the Golfing Greenkeeper podcast on this segment of Walking the Fairways. I'll leave you with it. You hit them clean, we'll keep them green, and I'll catch up with you very soon.